Guys? Back in today with more Agents of the Seasons Spring. I'm always messing up that title. This time episode 5, I think. Episode 6. It's another fantastic episode last week with a lot of backstory with Sakura and Hanigiku. As usual, the actual people that work for the agents special of Spring just being absolutely god awful as usual. So this is when she got kind of captured for those years. Crap. A doll. Just like one of those dolls. Okay, so gonna get into this. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Two massive things I've been looking forward to seeing. That we haven't already seen, of course, is knowing about the people that are coming after Hanigiku and the seasons and why they're trying to like kill them and such. And two, the abduction situation, like who, why, when, where, how. And it looks like we're gonna get that here. Some woman that dressed her up as a doll. I used to be not obsessed, but I used to really like this kind of real life story about that doll. That I mean, the Conjuring movies. I think a few of them are based off it, but like a real doll that had like a horrid aura. That I think one time, I think there was a story of, I don't know the specifics, but there was a story of some guy that wanted to see it, and he like messed about in like the room it was in or something, and he ended up having like a bike. He was riding a motorcycle, and he ended up having like an accident. I don't know if he died, but he had like an accident like right after that whole kind of interaction with the doll. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube about it. The guy that owns it is like a bunker like full of all this like horrific cursed shit. It's a really interesting video. I've watched it a few times. Sounds it. I'll roll out the red carpet. Where did you get all that? That's cute, isn't it? I do. It is quite beautiful, like the separation, like just the pure difference between it. Imposter syndrome a little bit. I've always struggled with that. obviously not near to this extent, but it's always something I've always thought of, a bit alien, a bit different. I think everybody in like energy sense feels like, oh, you've never experienced what I've experienced, and so on and so forth. But as I said, I've always felt, yeah, oh fucking hell. I mean, we saw this already, but I don't remember seeing the hand bleeding that badly. Holy. I mean, so, yeah, we've seen this all before, but as I said, I don't remember seeing the hand bleeding that badly. Maybe I just overlooked that. Uragiri mono, one of my favourite Japanese words. Uragiri mono. Oh, that's the third thing I wanted to say. How the hell does Sakura save her from that whole situation? That was another thing I forgot to mention in the intro. God damn. Holy. I got no idea what Ray May means. I'm assuming that's like act. Like, I've definitely heard the word Ray May before. It was the title of one of my favourite openings in Golden Kamuy, funny enough. Maybe a different meaning behind it though. I'm assuming it means like act. So like it said, like in the structure of these flashbacks, we saw two of them before, and they were in a timely manner. So one of them was, if we say like, for example, the year 200. That was like Act 5, I think, and then Act 10 we'll say was like the year 210. It was like, this is in chronological order of what happened, rising with the numbers. So I think it means like, yeah, that part of the story, but I'm not really sure. But that's just what I'm getting. So this is after all of that. But yeah, but there's a lot of these Raymeis. 20 odd. You certainly haven't seen 20 odd. And please don't expect me to keep track of them. They're pretty clear as to when they do happen, though, so far anyway. So, oh, so she didn't find her. She returned herself. It's found. I thought it was Sakura that found her. Where did I get that thought process from? I thought it was Sakura that found her. Dale. So she does recognise her. Okay. Not here anymore. I mean, in a way, yeah, part of her did die. For good? Who knows? But Makes sense, doesn't it? But you could say that about me yesterday. I was a different person yesterday than I am today. Always constantly changing and evolving, and I mean, again, this is to a much more extreme extent, but yeah. I mean, this feels like I don't really have. I mean, I guess I have experience in this, but not nearly as severe as I keep saying. Where there's situations where you do kind of delete yourself, if that makes sense, to no longer have to be invested in, like, say, a relationship. You have to, like, it's really hard to word. I'm not sure I can word it very well, but yeah, you've got to delete your feelings towards, like, a situation for you know that delete, like, removing your investment of feelings and emotions from this certain situation will it's like a kind of survival instinct, in a sense, to make sure I don't, like, she went through so much, Hanny. I mean, you haven't really seen too much, I can't say for sure, but clearly, I mean, considering how she's turned out, to get through a situation that intense and ruthless and being, like, abducted for all that time, she had to lose who she was because she wouldn't be able to cope with it. She had to, like, delete her personality, delete the feelings and emotions and such, just to be able to survive and get through that time. And there's plenty of, like, very similar things that we do, maybe on, like, a micro kind of basis, in, like, social situations and such. You kind of tone down your personality as to not be annoying and to get through the situation and such. Like, that's a really interesting element of this. So yeah, sorry to yap for a bit there. But I think we've all kind of done, like, similar things to, again, a much lesser extent. Maybe some of you guys to a greater extent, but yeah, that's, like, as I said, just a really interesting kind of mechanism, to survival mechanism, I guess. Like, yeah, extreme here, of course, extreme. So, like I said, she's not entirely wrong. There's still, like, part of who she was in there. That's for damn sure. Just, like, how she acts and what her nature is like. Oh well, pretty much everyone. Well, again, you can relate this a little bit to the sisters of Summer, can't you? It was pretty similar in that regard. But not, you know what I'm saying? Not the same situation at all, but yeah. Living a normal life versus, like, this. A place to call home. So she escaped all on her own. Again, I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that. I mean, again, clearly different. But is the essence of her not still in there? With how she acts, how lovely she is? Like, I swear the place in Okami is called Yamato. There's poisonous berries. Ah, he got sliced up. Holy! Oh, I used to play at the park with my friends' football when I was younger. Got absolutely sliced up like that. Trying to get the ball from the fucking bush. And what is it that makes you you exactly? A big part of that is memory. Your memories, things. It's not everything. I agree. I think so as well. Maybe I'm deluding myself, but I think she. I mean, again, clearly different, but I think in essence she is still that same girl. As I said, it's not all the memories. Like it's how she is, just like naturally, just yeah, a vibe, I guess you could say. You got to put your fucking hatred aside a bit. Is it? It's not though, is it? Again, I get where she comes from, especially with the search, but can't hold this grudge forever. Especially considering it was not their fault. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sure I'd bring it. It might piss her off, but it's probably right. Have someone to blame, someone to put this on. As I said in the intro, we still know nothing about the people that actually did do this, so. Oh, she does make a good point there. Maybe the only reason she actually carried on living, I mean, it was to find her, of course, as well, but part of that, big part of that was maybe due to the hatred felt towards all of this. There was no hatred. It would have just been sadness, and that might have things might have played out differently. It's just not true. I think the biggest thing you can do for these agents is just to be there with them, isn't it? So I spoke about Summer earlier. Endure all this with them. That's such a cute little crow face. I get it. I get it, Sakura. I get it. But okay, we're finished. Wow, that was a really good episode. No, it's not. Doesn't feel like that at all, does it? It is. It's like a love, but it's not a romantic sense. Just maybe even deeper than a familial love, like a family. For her, as you said, it is a dependence. It is like, yeah, this is the person she's only ever connected with after being treated the way she is, and it's very similar for Hanagiko, of course. So yeah, but yeah, fantastic episode. Going over a few of the things that we went through last episode, of course, with the backstory, but much more kind of feelings based this time. Got a little bit of a glimpses of what Hanagiko kind of went through, which is cool at the start. But this was, if last week was a bit more kind of the story of how it happened and how things happened and understanding things, this one was the kind of feelings and emotions, that kind of, and there was that included last week as well, of course, don't get me wrong, but this was a bit like even more of an in-depth look at the feelings and such behind it all in all those situations. But yeah, another incredible episode. I'm really glad. I think I've been saying this every week, but I'm really glad the show hasn't, like, I had big expectations, and it could have easily like disappointed, because a lot of, like, not more often than not, but a lot of the time when I have big expectations going in, it usually is like a little bit disappointing. The few anime that have like come out recently, like I didn't hear anything from anyone about this. I just had high expectations because of who the author is and the previous work I had seen being Violet Evergarden. But a lot of the time you do get a lot of like manga readers, like novel readers, amp up a series, and it's just not quite as good as they say it is right at the start. That's happening. That's becoming increasingly more common as time goes on, to be honest. But again, I'm really glad that's not the case here. If anything, this is like above my expectations. Again, I didn't expect this to be as good as Violet Evergarden, and I wouldn't say it's at a level quite yet, just because, again, I teared up and got very emotional a few times during that series, and I have felt very emotional during this one. But yeah, it was certainly like, it's close. If you know what I'm saying, like, this has been amazing so far, and as I said, loved the delving into the feelings and emotions and thoughts that going through these characters' heads. A little bit more of like the backstory getting shown here. Again, I'm especially really interested in that start. Like, I'd love to know even more about this whole situation. But yeah, just another phenomenal episode. I think I didn't mention it at all, but I wanted to actually point out the music today was, as you like, it's usually really great, don't get me wrong, but that really stood out today. I thought the music was incredible to amplify the kind of emotions. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this one in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I will catch you guys next week with episode 7.